Hello, Roxana. Thank you very much for coming here in Domaine Harmonie. And we just had a tango retreat for women, especially for women. How was it for you, this tango retreat?
It was great. It was a different experience than it's different to what I normally do, which is more festivals and this. I only did this twice in Barcelona, this kind of retreat. But this one was different because we were all staying in the same place. So I think it make it more magical because we got to connect more with all the participants. It was very intimate. The place is just beautiful, so it was very relaxing. I worked a lot. I thought it would be more kind of holiday, but it was busy. But we had a lot of fun. I think everyone was happy.
Yes, everybody was really very happy and they asked you to come again.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to move here, guys. You can adopt me.
Okay, we will. So there were only women, and you gave a lot of woman technique and other things. I don't know exactly what, but how did you try to inspire them, or what do you want to teach them?
I think apart from the technique itself, maybe when we have this kind of meetings, no, with I mean, that was the whole weekend was perfect. But I mean, when I had the chance to talk more to the students, I try to give them confidence, and I want them to feel more secure about themselves. And I always try to, ¿cómo se dice? To share, to contagiar. Sorry, I have the word in Spanish. But I really love tango. I really enjoy what I do, and I want this to be contagious, like
Like a virus.
Yes. See, that's my target, to infect everyone with the tango virus.
Yes, I think you did it very well. Because also they came from all over the world. So how do you do this? Is it with the festivals that you are known everywhere?
I think so. I think that the festival works has helped me a lot to get to know many people and people to get to know me. Yes. And I've been traveling for quite a long time already, almost 20 years. So I have been in many places. So I think that internet also helps a lot. Yeah, so I think people get to know me.
And how did you find the combination with tango and yoga?
Well, I started yoga like maybe 10 years ago, something like that, and I started to go deeper and deeper into that. And at the beginning, really helped. I wanted something to help me to train my body. At the beginning, I just approached because I wanted to be more flexible. I still need to be more flexible. And I thought yoga could help me. I was always kind of very active person, so I always either going to the gym or trying different kind of classes or sports or things. But what really helped me about yoga was that I had a very nice teacher in Spain that she knew my lifestyle, that I was traveling a lot, so she really cared that she wanted me to continue while I was traveling. So she started to prepare some routines for me, and she always was sending me videos and checking on me. And I managed to, and she gave me a mat it was very light, especially for traveling. So I got used to travel with my mat, and even if I was in my room, I could still spread the mat next to my, even if it was in a small room, I can still spread it like next to my bed, and I can still practice my routine. So it was really helpful because I was trying other things before that I always needed to go somewhere, or I really need the teacher to be there, or the machine, or no. So I got to this to do this continuously. That it was difficult for me because I was always traveling a lot. So that's how I first started, and then of course, it helped me a lot with my body. I saw that it was very compatible. No, it really matches with this idea of being strong and flexible at the same time. Like you need the strength, but you need to be flexible. But then I really like the philosophy of. I think it really helps too, no? Like in the yoga class, they always tell you like you have to just focus on your mat. You don't have to watch other people. I think those kind of ideas also works for tango. No, it's like you have to be. You don't have to compare to anyone. You have to do your own path. Yeah, I thought that also the philosophy was kind of interesting for me.
Okay. So if you go to festival, you also find the time to do some yoga.
Since I became a mom, I'm struggling. Time
Okay.
it's different. But this year, I started to. I think just now, recently, I feel like I can really reconnect with my body and find the time to do this kind of things. This retreat has helped me a lot to do that. I opened a school. We opened with I have a team. It's not just me. We opened a school in Barcelona recently, and I have my yoga teacher from Buenos Aires that is now in Barcelona. So she started to teach her yoga classes there. But maybe 2 weeks ago, I went to her classes, and now this. So I think that I am now again starting. I will continue. I will start to travel with my mat again.
I like very much the idea you say, like to be strong and flexible together, like a panther. They are strong and flexible, or a cat, and yes, I like the idea. Well, everybody knows you, but can you give a little introduction of who are you? Who is Roxana?
Roxana. I don't know, it's difficult to describe myself, but I would say that I am a milonguera. And that, I am basically a milonguera that has become with the years. I am learning more, I'm becoming more a dancer or an artist, but artist is a word that I always thought it was too wide. It's too big for me. I'm very respectful, but I don't know. I think I can say I'm an artist too, but mainly a milonguera. Since my whole life I've been dancing. I have never worked in something different than tango, so this is really my life, like for real. I was dancing since I was very little. And since very little, I was taking this very seriously. And the more and more the time passes by, I feel that I attach more and more. Instead of getting tired of rid of it, I am attaching more and more to tango. I really feel it's my anchor.
Really?
Sí, soy una milonguera.
And are you still learning new things in tango?
Of course, that's also a thing.
After all those years?
See, I think that's beautiful that's the beauty of it. It's something that you will never stop learning. If you are curious, you can go deeper and deep. There is always another layer, and there is always a different way of doing things.
Never ending.
No, for a while, I know that sometimes that can also feel frustrating for people. No, it's like you maybe that have been dancing for 5, 10, 15 years, and maybe you go to a different teacher and they say, okay, we have to do the walking, and it's like, no, again. It's like, but so I've been there. No, sometimes it's like I didn't understand this. Like I have to do through things over and over again. But after a while, I understood that that's the beauty of it. Like also as a teacher, I think it's my job to continue studying, because I need to always compare what to or to understand what my colleagues say. I am always interested on understanding what my colleagues say, even if I'm not. Then I should decide if works for me. Maybe I will take it for my dance. Maybe I'm not. But when a student comes, I need to have as many tools to explain in many different ways, or to direct them in a way that maybe it's not mine, it's not my way, but maybe, or when they explain something, no, maybe if they come from a different style or teacher, I need to know. It's my responsibility to know at least what they are talking about, no? Como, sí, so
to find a way to give what you want to give.
Sí.
There are many. So the students who came to the retreat, they had the possibility to ask you questions. I wrote the questions down, so there are many questions. So I will start with them in respect for the questions. But I'm a little bit curious. What are you learning now in tango? What is the thing you discover now?
I think, for example, now I studied. I need to really improve my leading. That's one thing. No, that I am. That it's a weak point, I think. I mean, I can do stuff, but it's not balanced. Like my following is here. No, I need to put this here. You know. I am very curious on the artistic part of tango. No, like why I am trying to make my vision a little bit more wider. I was always more focused on the milonga and dancing and preparing shows for the milonga. So I'm now curious more about the, I wouldn't say stage, but more artistic way of doing choreographies or choosing the music. No, so I am trying to. Like for example, last summer in Argentina, I got the chance to prepare a choreography with a friend of mine, and it was the first time that we started working the ¿cómo se dice? El disparador. The beginning was the feeling we wanted to describe, how we felt in that moment, and we based the whole choreography on that. And we had a coach that. She's a dancer, of course, but she knows a lot about theater. She's also an actress, so she gave us a lot of tools from the that comes from theater, no? And so there is all this language that I still don't know. No, the thing I remember the most was that she was explaining about the hands, no? How different will be. Like for example, if I do this, it will be very tender. If I do this, it's different, no? Yes, it's a gesture, no? So I am curious about this, how we express things more now with the whole body. I believe I still need to learn about a lot more about the music. And as I said, like different ways of structuring the dance. I don't know. I think there's still a long way to go.
It's incredible, but it's interesting to hear. Yes. Okay, I will start with the questions of the students. And the first question is from a student, and she said they had a lot of technique, of course, also fun and enjoying the movements. But she asked, if you have to choose someone who is really very good in technique, so they dance really very good, a couple, and another couple is not so good in technique, but they have more like fun and they are more enjoying and connecting with the music. Which couple would you prefer?
It's difficult. Why do we have to choose? Well, yeah, I would say when the dance, when what we are doing is very honest, it can touch us, no? So probably I will choose the couple that have fun. No, I probably the technique. I think it's always tricky because I was saying this at the end of the workshop that I find interesting. I was telling the student, but I always tell it's for myself. No, in reality. Um, that sometimes I see the beginners when they go to the milonga or to the class, and maybe they are not conscious about the axis, the orchestra. They don't know if it's Isarli, if it's a milonga. They have no idea of anything, but they are having fun together. And I think that's very precious. And sometimes when we are too much into the technique and too much into the head, and we start to criticize ourselves a lot, we stop enjoying. We are not enjoying anymore. We lose the joy of dancing, and that's a pity. We become cold. We are looking for perfection, and perfection doesn't really exist, no? And so the technique, I believe it has to be a tool just to make ourselves feel more free and to let ourselves to express better.
Yes.
Entonces, well, it's difficult to find the balance because we want both. We want to have the technique and still allowed. It's not that we have to do something with the body, but we have to allow those emotions to come out, no?
Yes, yes. And the technique helps
Sí,
to do this, yes. It's quite a difficult way, yeah?
I know.
Someone else asked me to ask to you. You have a great heritage because you started with 6 years with your grandma, and she had her own milonga, and so you have a really, I think, a very rich history. And she asked how you use this heritage to transmit it now in the world. So what is that you carry with you?
What I would say, what I remember, I believe I am very lucky because I grew up in this environment. So the love for tango, I believe that I learned tango like por osmosis, no? Like I don't know how to say in English, but just by being there, just by breathing, no? It's not. I don't remember like taking my first tango class or taking the decision of going to a class. No, it was just there, so it was very natural.
Okay.
So I I always say this, and that I have when I was a teenager, I was going to a psychologist, and he was saying to me that I should live my life the way I live into the tango world. Like in the tango world, I behave like very well, and then in the rest, I was doing many mistakes. I didn't understood that at first, but then I realized that he was very right, because since this was very natural and I was having this joy, my head was not operating. It was not in the first, ¿cómo se dice? En el primer plano.
It was not the most important.
No, I was not in my head. I was in my body. I was in the sensations. Then when I decided to become a professional, I always I take it seriously, no? But I was not in the head. Plus, in my life, I was before. I think now I'm better, but before I was like very much in my head. Like I wanted to control everything,
Okay.
you know. Like I wanted to do everything right, and I wanted to do, yeah, very much control, very much stress. But while in tango, I had always this joy that I now, time to time, I think I can pass to my life too,
Okay.
and it's like I am learning to behave in my life like a dancer, if that makes any sense. And I also, what I try to transmit is a little bit this idea of, I remember people, I remember being in my grandmother's milonga and remember the people having fun. There was a festive atmosphere. It was a Tuesday night. There was not a big party, but for them, it was a party. It was a special thing to be there, you know? I don't know, I have this impression. Maybe also because of my grandmother. She started to dance when she was already a grown woman, like she was 50 something. She was already a mother, you know? It's not, she didn't do this her whole life. And she had a very tough life. No, she was coming from the province. She grew up by herself, always working. It was very hard for her. Mm-hmm. And she always repeated that tango changed her life. She started to enjoy her life when she was dancing. Maybe not because also because the tango itself, because the social part. No, she started to have friends, so she started to celebrate her birthdays with a lot of people. No, so tango was this for her more than the dance itself. No, it's like I believe that give her the feeling like she belongs somewhere.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And I had that feeling too, like I belong here. And I think that in the world sometimes we feel very alone. No? And I hope that tango can be a tool for people to gather. No? So it's not just, of course, it's the tanda and it's your partner and it's that moment, but it's something else. No, it's. See, and this is what I want to transmit. I think the tango has this social effect.
Yes,
You know?
yes, nice. And what can you give people? Like you said, tango helped you in your normal life to go out of the head and to have less stress. What tools can you give to people that you learned from the tango?
Well,
Doing it in real life, I find it very interesting.
Like being patient with yourself. Mm-hmm. Like it's una inyección de paciencia, no? It's like you need to respect the time of your body, respect yourself. You need time. You cannot do things like this. No, we understand intellectually, no, because the teachers say, okay, you have to dissociate, move the shoulder, then you. Okay, I get it. But the body doesn't. No, it's like this. Yes. Sometimes it drives me crazy because I remember, no, they say, okay, drop your hip. I'm trying, but no. So you have to really be patient, practice, no, work for it, because if you do nothing, probably nothing will change. Mm-hmm. But you have to be patient with your partner, because sometimes we put all our frustration on the other one, no? It's because you don't lead, you don't follow, you no, bueno, no, paciencia. You have to look. No, you have to point at yourself. But I think that is by the end, just like yoga, it's a tool like to observe what you are. No, some people you can dance with someone, or in the class I can realize when someone is very stressed or is very shy. No, yes. Like you're not confident, and it's your posture. No, it's like I think I started to develop this with my dance. Like I feel more confident the way I walk in the street because of the way I dance. I think now I dance more comfortably, and it's spreading, no, in my life in the past years. I remember because I still shy, but not that much, not pathologically. I was very, very shy when I was a kid or a teenager. I couldn't really relate with people, only with tango dancer. That was my only um, way. But with people my age, it was like terrible for me. Like I didn't find I thought that we don't have anything in common, like and of course we didn't have much, no, because maybe on Saturday they were going party to a disco and I was going to Sunderland with my grandmother and all these 80 years old people. But I felt better there. and and I remember one of my friends, I don't know, one day they were making fun of how each one of us we walk. Huh? So she started to say, okay, this girl, she walks like this, and this one like this. And when she describes me, she put her hand on her pocket, and she do this, and she said, Roxana walks like this. In a nice way, no? Like we were making fun, but when I saw her, it's like I saw me, and I realized that I was so much inside, no? And I think like the only moment I was able to go out from this to this when I was dancing. No? It's like I believe that I am a very shy people, but if I have to dance in front of 1,000, 2,000, it's like I don't care. It's like this I know how to do it. So I try to take more and more this posture and this confidence to my real life. But maybe, I don't know, each one of us, we have a different problem. And maybe we can observe that, how we behave, no? If we are patient, if we can wait. Sometimes we say, okay, you don't wait, no? We say it to the followers a lot, like you just go, you are not listening. Or it doesn't matter if it's a follower or the other one, no? The leader, but you still have to follow me. Do you listen? But do you listen like for real? You need to really be sensitive.
Yes, yes.
Not dancing. You need to be sensitive in your life. So I think it's a good way for us to study a little bit of ourselves.
Yes, and I think also it's so nice that dance can let us flower, let us grow open, and of course it has an effect in the world.
See?
Thank you. Can you give an advice for followers, for beginners, and for other dancers who are more in the middle of the journey?
Well, I always tell them like to be patient. It's a little bit of what I was saying before. I try to tell them to continue studying, or if they really want to improve, if first of all, I think they need to ask themselves, like honestly, if they want to dance, how much they like. If they really like tango, I think they have to continue, no matter the situation is not the ideal one. Because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes we don't find the partner, sometimes we don't find, we were saying with some of the students, no, like maybe it's difficult to find the continuation, no, maybe we would like to follow a teacher for 1 year, but maybe the teacher comes 3 months, no? Okay, it's true. It would be perfect if we can have them more time. No? Well, maybe we have this limited time. Bueno, we do what we can. We still do it. No, maybe I don't have my partner. Well, I practice by myself and someone will. I won't get obsessed with what I cannot do, but I will try to take advantage to what I do.
What you can do. And yes, okay. I think it's good advice. Really good. What kind of changes would you see in the tango world? What would you like to see more, and what would you like to see less?
Oh, this one's tricky.
This one is very...
Esta es más difícil, me parece. I think we are, something I like, it's that I think we are getting more and more open-minded in terms of accepting that all these differences, different styles and different ways of understanding and feeling tango. It doesn't mean that we have to like everything, but we have to respect everything. But I think we have to continue in that way. I would like to see that the tango can be more inclusive. No, sometimes I think can be. I know tango still can be cruel sometimes. No, it's like when you go to Milonga, especially for the beginners, and they don't get to, they don't always get to dance. They don't always get to feel part of the group. I think we should
more to integrate them.
See, I think we have to take care of the beginners and try to be more to understand how important they are for the community and the tango to grow.
Yes.
We also need to be patient with the beginner. Remember that we were beginners once too. See, I think we need more patience, all of us.
What else do I have here? Yes, that's also nice. What are your strongest memories in dancing tango?
I have many. I think when probably at my grandma's milonga, I really remember my first performance there, and dancing with my cousin, and this feeling that it was a familiar thing, no? I don't know. Maybe now I have this in my memory because we went to the milonga last night, and we met this couple. They were Argentinians. They were there, but they are living here in the south of France now, Cesar y Virginia. We haven't seen each other for a long time. So it was really a joy for me to meet them here by chance. Yeah. I didn't expect that, they did either. And I remember, I realized that we know each other for 20 years. So I remember this course that we were taking together, and this was a really nice experience for me, the Aceta. It's something that I really cherish. It was this course that we were taking for 1 year. And my cousin and me, we were the youngest. I was 17 years old. My cousin was 15. We were not supposed to take this course because it was for people from 18 to 30 years old. But I don't remember now if it was Gavito or Jorge Dispari. They were friends with my... These were our friends, you know. Of course, I'm not going to much in high school. So one of these milongueros knew my cousin especially, and they pushed to accept us, although we were very young. So, since the milongueros, they are left in us, and we have this gap, no? There is this generation that didn't really was into tango, and then tango has reborn in the late 80s and the 90s. Mm-hmm. There was this project to preserve somehow the heritage of the milongueros, no? Okay. Before they leave this world. So they create this course. And for me, it was nice because I knew many of them already, and I grew up somehow with them. But it was the first time that I approached like studying them, you know. Yes. So every week we have a different couple. We were like 15, 20 couples. I don't remember. We were all young. We were very young, but all the rest of the couples, they were also 20 something, and they. And we had a course like every week with a different different couple of milongueros, plus a couple of professional dancers that maybe they will do a little bit of the role we do today. That no, they will be. So, for example, one week we could have Osvaldo and Coca together with Julia and Corina. No, so. Julia and Corina will be the nexus, and they will maybe explain. They will give us technical tools to understand what the milongueros were doing. So I really remember this year. I think that it really marked my path.
Yes.
It was really special. I don't know. This is the first thing that comes to my memory. Probably because I saw Cesar yesterday.
Maybe yes. And music also makes you, gives you memories, or it's just more the dancing then?
No, music also. That there are some particular songs that will. I don't know. I keep talking about my grandmother these days, but
She's very important for you.
I think the songs I heard I like the most are the ones that reminds me to those milong. That's why now I start to be more open. No, I even dance. I can dance Piazzolla now. That means a lot for me. Because I also grew up with this traditional things. They show me the love for tango and everything, but also they were very critical, no? And I grew up a little bit with this idea of that's not tango, this is tango, this is not tango, no? So it was a breakthrough for me to accept something like Piazzolla. No? It's not, even though I am young, I didn't do that a long time ago. It's very recent for me. Y me perdí.
It's interesting because there is another question, and she asked, because you're very creative, and at the same time you are very respectful to the tradition. So her question was, how do you manage this? Does it feel like a responsibility for you to keep this like this? Or does it make you under pressure? She wanted to
maybe before when I was younger, and when I was into this still this mindset that this is tango, this is not. Maybe I had to defend. Maybe before maybe it was like that in one way, like I was under pressure, and now it's not like that anymore.
Okay.
It's a little bit like I said before. I feel like I just want to share, no, the way I learn this. I also what I remember a lot from the old milongueros and my grandmother and this traditional dancer was this joy and this passion, no? Like also maybe they were not professional, but they was some of them. But it was the special moment for them in the week, no? It was really something treasure for them. So I always remember that whenever it was so nice to just listening to them, no? And they know so much because they have lived through that. That maybe you are sitting in the table with them, one song plays, and they listen the song, and they will tell you the whole story, who sings, who wrote, no? But the way they talk. So I think this is nice to transmit from and to understand that we are evolving, and the tango is a new thing. It's a living thing, So I think it's important to understand where we are coming from, which are our roots.
Yes.
So
it makes you very special. You have those roots, and at the same time you make this because you are young, and yes, it's very rich.
See, I think because we are a generation that I belong to a generation, maybe the last one that got to see the old milongueros, no, to live with them. Because when I started to dance, not many young people were dancing, no, and we know more. I have some of my colleagues that we know each other for those times, no, but because we were not so many.
Yes.
No, I remember, like we grew up with Corina Herrera, with Noelia Hurtado, with Ariadna Naveira. No, we are more or less part of the same. No.
Yes. Nice.
But at the same time, also the Milong. Sorry, like I remember that even though the traditional dancer, they will tell you that you have to find your own way to do things. Okay. And in the way that I've learned, since maybe I was learning at the beginning more intuitive way at the beginning, or even after, no, it's like they will tell you that you have to do the movement. You have to make the movement, you have to own the movement, you have to make it yours, you have to find your way. But also at the beginning, they were not giving you so much explanation, they were not giving you so much information, no? Not like me. The information was not digested. So, of course, everything has a bright side and on the other side, no. And sometimes we discuss about this with colleagues, that it's tricky because we want the people to accelerate the process for them. We want to make the things easier, but many times we ask ourselves if we are doing it right. Is this the right thing? Because maybe we are not so creative, or we are more alike because maybe we give too much. You know what I mean? Yes. Like. Maybe we have to guide and not to explain so much, you know. Okay. It's difficult because at the same time you want your student to improve, and you know that sometimes the other one is not willing to do the job, so they will just quit. So you don't want them to, and so you try to help. But I remember the way I learned when I first learned. I remember going to a private with my cousin. We go in the room, and this man said, "Okay, walk," and he left. We were there, and we were there walking, and it was a common thing, you know, that they will tell you, "Okay, do your stuff," and they will show you once. You got it? No, so it's like you really have to pay attention, and and maybe you didn't got the same thing, but you got something different. No, it's like maybe something of that remains, I guess. Yes. I don't know. I'm thinking while I am speaking. No? I don't know if it's making sense.
Because everything is explained,
sí.
And then you have to practice. But maybe, yes, I think it's difficult as a teacher. We don't have a lot of time, and maybe we have to do the second
part.
But I will choose. Maybe I like this question. What are the human and the dance qualities of your new partner, Dante, and how are you working together?
Well, we are still trying each other, getting to know each other, you know. We know each other for almost 20 years. He belongs to this generation, no? So,
So he started with you?
no,
no.
no, we didn't start together, but we know each other since we are 19 years old, something like that. And we were not very close in those times, but we knew each other. We met each other very often, no, in the milongas, and I always liked to dance with him, but we were not so close. And now suddenly he's willing to help me in these changing times. And I feel very grateful because apart of being a great dancer, I believe, or someone that I respect a lot as an artist, I think he's very fun. That's of all. So it's something that I needed in this period. Someone that I can have fun with. Something that he's very practical. I think he's very direct. He's very honest. He's very transparent. See, so I'm thinking I'm lucky to have him helping me in this time. Let's see if he can. ¿Cómo se dice? Si me aguanta. If he can stand being with me for a long time. We will see.
The challenge.
See, I don't want to put pressure on him, but see, he's becoming a good friend, I can say. See, and it's difficult to, like, when I always when they ask, and I take this advice for myself. How do I choose my partner, or why do I have? No, sometimes I have this question, and I always say that it's really not so important how the other person dances. Many times we are too concerned about the dancing, and I think the dancing we will build together. No, now the two of us, we have our own path, and maybe it will become something new together. Or maybe tomorrow we say, okay, thank you, and it's okay too. We will see, but the dance is not important. Of course, I like dancing with him, no, but we can take classes, we will rehearse, we will manage. But your partner is someone that you need to like spending time with, because you will spend a lot of time, sometimes more than with your own family, no? Because we go to the festivals and we travel, and maybe it's almost not 24 hours, but you teach the class, and then you practice, and then you're taking them along, and then you have to go to the dinner, and then you go on the airport, and then, so it's a lot of time. So it's someone that you need to feel comfortable with, no? And I think I find this in Dante, like even if we were not close friends before, it's someone that I knew for a long time. It's like we have somehow the same background. So if I have to talk in tango terms, I feel like being around him is a little bit like being home, you know?
Okay.
So it makes me feel safe somehow.
So maybe you can come together next time.
Why not? With pleasure. Sí, claro.
Roxana, thank you very much. We will look for maybe a second part.
Sí.
And we hope to see you soon back again.
Sí, remember I'm your adopted child now. You already have a granddaughter. Congratulations.
And bring your granddaughter with you.
Sí, I would love to. She passed away, unfortunately. But she's here with us anyway. Sí.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Muchas gracias.